Hey guys, so we're approaching the end of August here, and we just had the second to last reset day of the month where we got the Zenkai for LF Final Form Cooler and the surprise unique equipment for the summonable Ginyu Force characters, which I thought was actually pretty good. Not handled the way I thought it was going to be handled. I thought they were going to give individual equips for all the characters, but they kind of just lumped them all into the same equip, which I mean, I think it could have been handled a little bit better, but I didn't expect them to drop it, so I think it was actually a pretty good addition to this month here. When you look at the overall content of this month, I actually think it's pretty good, but it's just the quality of the actual releases and characters that we got this month is way, way, way below what it should have been. That is the biggest issue here. But this video, we're going to mostly be talking about what I think we could be getting next week. So, of course, we got the LF Metal Cooler banner on the 13th, and then next week at some point we will be getting the next banner for the end of the month. We always get 2 releases per month besides February, for still don't know why, whatever reason. So the next banner is either going to be on the 27th or it'll be on the 31st. They sometimes do a thing where at the end of the month they will wait for the last day of the month to release a banner. Recently, they have not done that, so I'm going to assume that whatever banner we get next week is going to be on the 27th itself, but there's a possibility it could end up being on the 31st, but even if it is on the 31st, they still always typically release the details and announcement for the character on the 26th, the Tuesday beforehand. So I think we'll see probably not a Legends information here. I think this will be a social media reveal. So what will probably happen is on the 25th, I would anticipate that the social media accounts will be posting something along the lines of new Legends Limited character will be announced tomorrow. Let us know what your guesses are for the character. And then the 26th will be announced. Their kit will be released. And then on the 27th, we'll get the character actually in the game. If not here, then what they'll do is they'll announce that the character is going to be announced on the 26th. They'll announce the character here, but then it'll be like it's a long wait. It's like a 4 or 5 day wait for the character to actually come out if they do want to delay it until the 31st. So we will see how they want to handle that. But the 27th, I think my money would be on the 27th is when we will get our next character. So before we get into different guesses as to what the character or characters could be, I guess we could sort of talk about what kind of format I think the banner will be. There's 3 options here. There's an LF banner, there's a Mega Rising banner, and there's an Ultra banner. Those are the 3 main formats. Next month, we will be getting introduced to the supporter function, and there's clearly going to be designated supporter characters. We know that now because they told us in the Legends information. I don't think they're going to have their own banners. It sounds like they were going to just be included on already existing banner formats, but that will start in September next month. So this, I think, will probably end up being the final banner we get without supporters being on them, besides Ultra banners. They said they weren't going to put them on Ultra banners, but so those are the 3 options here. I think if I had to rank the 3 options in terms of how likely they were, I would put Legends Limited Step Up at number 1. I think it's most likely we get another Legends Limited character here. I'm actually going to put number 2 as an Ultra banner. And the reason why I'm putting Ultra banner ahead of... well, actually, we'll get into that in detail because I do have evidence to point that it could actually be an Ultra banner next week. Which sounds crazy, but I think it's possible. And then third, most likely, I think, is Mega Rising. And the only reason why I'm putting Mega Rising so low is because we just haven't had a Mega Rising for pretty much exactly 1 year. The last Mega Rising banner we got was Garlic Jr. and Goku and Piccolo, and that came out at the end of August 2024. So it has been 12 months since our last Mega Rising banner. I don't know if the format even still exists, and I just don't think those kinds of banners really generate the numbers they are looking for with... the investment they make into these characters, into designing the characters and creating the models and animations and all those things. So, I mean, I'm not going to write it off completely. It's possible they could do a Mega Rising next week, but I think it's probably the least likely of the 3 possible options. So for Legends Limited, I think, and by the way, the reason why I think Legends Limited is so high up on the possibility scale here is because we actually have gotten multiple months this year with multiple Legends Limited characters. January, we had Future Gohan and Trunks and Fusion Zamasu. March, we had the 2 Daima LFs. We had Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta and Super Saiyan 4 Goku. And then April, we had LF Kid Goku and LF Demon King Piccolo. So we've had 3 months already this year that have given us double LFs. So this year really set a precedent here for essentially normalizing us getting months that have multiple LFs in them instead of the standard LF plus Ultra or LF plus Mega Rising, which is usually how they've operated the past few years, but that's kind of changed this year. And I think a lot of the reason why, again, is because Mega Rising banners just don't generate the numbers they want. And for Ultra characters, one of the main reasons why they haven't just dropped a ton of Ultras outside of big celebrations is because, well, the anniversary gave us 2, and they were clearly saving 1 of the pre-anniversary Ultra slots for that double Ultra drop for Part 3. So that's why I think Legends Limited is the most likely option here. For Ultra, let's go over and take a look at the actual ongoing campaign here, the You'd Make a Worthy Addition to My Clan campaign. Let's just go through all of the different things that are happening here. So we have the Cooler banner, the 2x Z-Power summon perk portion of this is up for 2 weeks, goes away on the 27th. Then the second half is for this, but this doesn't really pertain to anything. This doesn't really matter. In fact, I think like the Part 2 anniversary banners like just go away or something. So like the second half of this doesn't really matter. The missions go away on the 27th. We have the raid event, which goes away on the 27th. We have like the Conquering Planets side event here going away on the 27th. We have the Worldwide Team Battle, the second period. It goes away on the 27th. We have the Login bonus, which goes away on the 27th. We have the free-to-play Cooler event, which goes away on the 27th. We have the Mecha Frieza event, which goes away on the 27th. And then we have Co-op, which goes away on the 27th. And then we have the Adventures, which go away on the 27th. So literally everything associated with this campaign goes away on the 27th, which would be next week, which is when we should theoretically be getting our next banner. This is irregular. And the reason why this is irregular is because typically what happens is these campaigns, the adventures, the missions, the login bonuses, the co-op seasons, the PvP seasons, all these things standardly go until the beginning of the next month. And the reason why that happens usually is to line up with whatever the next campaign is going to be, right? We already know there is going to be, I would say with 90% certainty, if we open up the September calendar here, which I'm going to do a separate video on once we get closer to September, we know we're getting the supporter function introduced into the game in September. So I think it's like 90% plus likely that we get a brand new campaign starting on April 3rd, or I keep saying April from starting on September 3rd, that lasts for the whole month. And that's usually how they've handled the game for a long time. They usually do things split up on a monthly basis. So we really have a banner dropping right here that is almost like in no man's land. This is like an after party-esque drop right here. Right, because remember, the anniversary in July, we had the double Ultras drop on, I think it was the 9th? I think it was the 9th. The double Ultras dropped on the 9th, I think. Maybe it was the 16th, I don't remember. But then Kefla kind of just was the after party LF, didn't really super line up with most things. She dropped at the end of the month, but that's kind of like a similar spot to what we're looking at with August here, is everything ends here. But we're going to be getting some kind of banner that drops on the 27th. But then on September 3rd, this should be a new campaign. So that's really what kind of leads me to believe that this could end up being some kind of Ultra banner. Typically with Ultras, they're just a very short span of being up in terms of the banner. And the Ultras, a lot of times, kind of just coincide with either the end of a celebration of something, or it's kind of just like a one-off character, right? Because Ultras are only one character. We did see them drop Sparking Krillin for the double Ultras in the anniversary, but I don't think that's going to be something that they consistently do moving forward. I think that was a special case for the anniversary because they were trying to essentially force that Frieza Saga team into being a team. So it's possible the 27th comes and we get a Ultra character, and then for this week, maybe we get like a 1 week bonus co-op season where they have like a bonus character that gives extra dual coins, and we have like a 1 week thing of adventures. Like, it's a very mini thing that happens for the 27th through the 3rd, and then maybe on the 3rd we get a new campaign that goes through the rest of the month. It is possible they actually start the new campaign on the last week of August here. I would find that to be a little weird because they just haven't done that before, but it's possible. I don't want to write it off completely. But I think an LF here to end the month makes sense. I think an Ultra here to end the month makes sense. Mega Rising, I just, again, until it happens again, I'm not really going to put too much stock in it, but it's not impossible that they do one. So I think an LF is likely. I think an Ultra is less likely, but it's you know, I wouldn't be surprised if we got to the 25th here and they say a new Ultra character is coming to the game being announced tomorrow. Like, I think people would go crazy about that, but I wouldn't think that would be off the table at all. By the way, we should be able to kind of tell as we head closer to Legends Fest if they're going to be giving us a double Ultra at the end of Legends Fest or not, just based off of the amount of Ultra characters we get in between now and Legends Fest, right? Because Anniversary, we'd only gotten Ultra Cell all the way up through May. And then, you know, people were looking at that and like, 2023, we got 3 Ultras between Fest and Anniversary. 2024, we got 2 Ultras between Fest and Anniversary. 2025, we got 1. What, like, something's up with this. And, you know, they were right, because we got 2 Ultras during Anniversary, so they were clearly trying to save resources on that. So if we get to Festival, and we, for example, only have 1 Ultra in between Anniversary and Festival, I think you could make the case that it's likely we end up getting 2 Ultras for the end of Festival. But we'll see, right? Standard scheduling is 2 Ultras in between Anniversary and Festival. That's usually how it works. So we'll see. We'll see if they continue down that path here, but it's possible they could do it now. It's possible they could drop one in September, right? Last year we got Ultra Turles end of September, and then we got Ultra Majin Vegeta end of October. Maybe they instead want to do an Ultra at the end of August, and then maybe an Ultra at the end of October, leading into Festival. Maybe they do an Ultra at the end of August, and an Ultra at the end of September, and then the end of October. Maybe October is a dual LF month. I don't know. But I am budgeting my schedule here for there to be 2 Ultras in between Anniversary and Festival. If it's only 1, then we can start talking about maybe a Festival having 2 Ultras at the end, like Anniversary did. In terms of characters that we could see at the end here, so again, because this is kind of the end of the LOE celebration, I think what they could do here to end this off is they could kind of end off with the counter to what we saw the celebration. So the LOE campaign focused around King Cold. We have like Frieza in there. We got Cooler in there. I think the end of this month is going to be kind of the Saiyans or like the Z fighters fighting back against the Lineage of Evil. So I think there are 3 possibilities we could see here that make the most sense to me. The first one would be an LF tag Super Saiyan Goku and Vegeta from the Metal Cooler movie. That actually does not exist in the game at all right now. If we go over to the characters here, so let's filter by movies, actually. This would be the easiest way to do this. Sagas from the movies. We technically do have individual characters for these Goku and Vegeta. So we have this purple Super Saiyan Vegeta, and then we have the green Goku here. This Vegeta and this Goku are from the Metal Cooler movie, and they do have, you know, animations from the movie, but we don't have a combined tag character of these units together. And that really is like the entire point of the Metal Cooler movie, is that both Goku and Vegeta as Super Saiyans are fighting together. This is the first time, and the reason why this is so important is because this is actually the first time where we see Goku and Vegeta together as Super Saiyans fighting. The Metal Cooler movie is the first time this happens. So this would be a cool character, I think, to get as a Legends Limited. I know people are kind of sick of Goku, and I get it because we got a Goku in every single part of the Anniversary, but again, I think this could be a cool character just because it's not represented in the game at all as a dual tag character. So that's my first pick here. My second pick would actually be yet another Goku, and it is Super Saiyan Goku from the Cooler's Revenge movie. This is the first Cooler movie. This guy is also in the game. It's this guy. This is a character that released on a Legends All-Star banner. It's a discontinued banner format. This guy is crazy because, like, when you ask a lot of people, what is your favorite Super Saiyan Goku moment? There's like a lot of people that would respond by saying when Goku transformed into Super Saiyan in the Cooler movie. And this guy, 7 years into the game, all he's got is a 1% sparking. Pretty crazy. This guy was the first ever Carnival LR on Dokkan. That is like that's like a huge honor. It's like a massive release. So at some point, we are going to be getting an LF or an Ultra version of this Super Saiyan Goku from the Cooler movie. Is it going to be now? The only reason I'm a little bit apprehensive on this one is because we literally just got an insane Super Saiyan Goku, Ultra Namek Goku. Are they really going to turn around 1 month later and give us like the other iconic Super Saiyan? Like, because this is the same type of Goku as the Namek Super Saiyan Goku. Once you get into the Android saga and Goku goes Super Saiyan against Android 19, Goku never again does like the bulky Super Saiyan look. It's just Namek Goku, and it's the first Cooler movie Goku when he goes Super Saiyan. That's my personal favorite look for Goku. Like the Namek Goku we got in the anniversary, that's my favorite version of Goku. And it's the same one as this one. Basically, it's the same character pretty much, right? So this guy eventually is going to be in the game, but again, we just got this guy for anniversary. So even though it would fit the theme, fighting back against Lineage of Evil, we just got the Zenkai for Final Form Cooler. I think it would be a little fast to go ahead and just turn around and give us another version of this Goku that's basically the same as Namek Goku. The third character that we could get actually is not a Sagas from the Movies character, but we can go ahead and filter by LF, and then I'll just type his name in. It is Trunks. It's a new version of this guy. I think if they did do a new version of this Trunks, they probably would do an Ultra, or I guess they could do a transforming LF of this character. But the only thing with that is the LF animation. I mean, what would they do for the LF animation? Because it would probably just be the same exact thing as this guy. But this version of Trunks is he the most iconic version of Trunks? The Trunks that just shows up and kills Mecha Frieza and King Cold? Probably not. Probably. It's close. It's close. He's up there. This guy has a pretty sad history, this Green Trunks. This guy he's the first LF post 4th anniversary. He was kind of just okay. I think people remember this guy being a lot worse than he actually was. I would say he was decent. He got pretty good damage, actually. He didn't really do anything special. He didn't really stand out at all, but he was just kind of there. Then he got his Zenkai during this past Legends Fest 2024, and that was a dud Zenkai. That was a nothing burger Zenkai for sure. So this guy never really had a massive impact on the game, and especially when we take a look at how they teased this campaign in particular with the Mecha Frieza line that he said to King Cold, like, "Oh father, there's Earth. Let's invade," or whatever he says. And then King Cold's like, "Oh, you could destroy it with one touch or something. With one blast, you could destroy it." So that's clearly the lines that Mecha Frieza and King Cold say before the start of the Android saga, and then that leads into Trunks' confrontation with Frieza and King Cold. So that, I think, ending with this Trunks as like a new transforming Legends Limited character or an Ultra character, I think would be very fitting thematically for the end of the celebration. Those are my 3 main picks. There are definitely some wild cards that we could throw in as well. I think it's possible we can get rid of September here. I think it's possible. The release we get on the 27th could literally just be something that's completely unrelated to the entire month of August. So Lineage of Evil campaign basically went from the 6th to the 27th, right? So that's literally like 3 weeks-ish. Because we kind of got inklings of it like here. They were kind of like teasing it. This is when we got like the first actual characters, like the free-to-play Cooler and the Zenkai for the Red Frieza. So it's basically like a 3-week celebration. But they could turn around and drop something like, I don't know. Let's just make something up. A LF Blue Kaioken Goku from the Universe 6 tournament or something right here, right? It's possible. And then that maybe could just be like a 1 week thing, and then we get into September, and then all of a sudden we're into the new celebration, and they introduce supporters and all those kinds of things. They did say that one of the first supporters we'd get would be Dende. I saw people talking about maybe that means that we're going to be heading into some Namek Saga stuff. I would highly doubt it. I would highly doubt it. I think what's going to happen is they're probably going to introduce 5, 6, 7, 8 supporters. Actually, it's got to be more than 6 because you need 6 supporters on your team, right? It might actually just be 6 supporters to start out with because you have 6 supporting slots in your support deck. And I doubt they would release the supporter system without providing a way to obtain enough supporters to fill out the entire support deck, which is 6. So we'll see if that has any correlation. Again, I think Dende being one of the supporters is not probably going to be related, because if they do Namek, like what we can have like 6 Namek supporters, like that would make no sense. I think what's going to happen is it's just going to be 6 characters that are just very representative of what it means to be a supporting character. Dende is very clearly a supporting character, doesn't really fight, all he does is heal. That's like the main function of a supporting character. We could get characters like King Kai, maybe like Giru, right? Giru from GT doesn't fight, he's just kind of there. Those kinds of characters I think we could see as supporters initially. And then as we get deeper into the year, maybe they could start introducing things like versions of Goku as supporters, or versions of Gohan, or Vegeta, or villains even, right? I mean, we'll see. Beerus, things like that. But I don't think that the supporter that was teased being Dende necessarily means that we're going back to the Frieza Saga for September. Dude, that would be insane. Can you imagine Frieza Saga, the best team for 2 months straight, and then we get another Frieza Saga celebration? Oh my, people would go insane. And we did just get the Ginyu Force equip, which technically the Ginyu Force team is a Frieza Saga team. So we have like a whole Frieza Saga thing going on with them. You could pair them up with Krillin. You could use them next to Frieza. You could use them next to Namek Goku. Like Frieza Saga literally does have like one of the best teams in the game. I mean, in standard, it is simply the best team. It straight up is the best team. But yeah, we kind of have this 1 week here, the 27th through the 3rd of September. Next banner is going to come out here. I mean, it's probably going to be some kind of like Saiyan theme where the Saiyans fight back against the Frieza clan, and it's going to be, you know, Metal Cooler movie Goku and Vegeta. It's going to be Cooler's Revenge Super Saiyan Goku. It's going to be some kind of Trunks. Could be like Big Bang Attack Vegeta. I don't know. We'll see. But let me know what you guys think of the next banner. Should be out in a week from today, and again on the 25th is when I think we probably will see the first announcement on social media that they're going to be teasing the character starting on the 26th. So it's possible it's an Ultra. We'll see. I think people would be pretty up in arms if that was the case. But I mean, if we don't get an Ultra here, most likely getting one next month. So it's one of the two, or both. But we'll see. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll see you in the next one.